forgotten secrets that history never revealed. What if I told you that everything you learned about human history is just the tip of the iceberg? That there are secrets so deep and revelations so disturbing that they were deliberately erased from history books? Today, we're going to dive into the shadows of the past and discover truths that could completely change our understanding of who we really are and where we came from. Prepare for a journey that will shake your most fundamental beliefs. What you're about to discover isn't just alternative history. These are documented facts that have been systematically hidden for centuries. And before we begin, leave your like if you're ready to question everything you thought you knew about humanity's past. Have you ever wondered why the Library of Alexandria was really destroyed? The official version talks about accidental fires and religious conflicts, but recently discovered documents in the Vatican archives reveal a much more sinister truth. The library wasn't just burned. It was systematically looted by a secret organization that specifically removed texts related to advanced technologies of ancient civilizations. These manuscripts contain knowledge about medicine, astronomy, mathematics, and engineering that were only rediscovered centuries later during the Renaissance. But here's the most disturbing detail. Many of these new discoveries were actually rediscoveries of knowledge that had existed for thousands of years. Leonardo da Vinci, for example, had access to ancient texts that described flying machines, war tanks, and complex hydraulic systems. Most shocking is that evidence suggests this same organization continues operating today, controlling the flow of historical information that reaches the public. They don't want us to know how advanced ancient civilizations were because this would question fundamental narratives about human progress and modern technological supremacy. But this is just the beginning. Around the world, marine archaeologists are discovering entire cities at the bottom of oceans, cities that should be impossible according to our official historical chronology. These structures aren't just primitive ruins. They show evidence of sophisticated urban planning, complex drainage systems, and architecture that defies our understanding of past technological capabilities. The submerged city of Yanaguni in Japan has precise stone cuts that appear to have been made with advanced tools. The megalithic structures found in the Mediterranean Sea present joints so perfect, we cannot replicate them even with our current technology. And here's the detail that will make you question everything. These cities were submerged at least 12,000 years ago, during the end of the last ice age. This means highly advanced civilizations existed much earlier than official history tells us. But why aren't these discoveries in textbooks? Why aren't they widely reported in the media? The answer will shock you, because they contradict established theories about human evolution and threaten powerful academic and political interests. What if I told you there's archaeological evidence that giant human beings really existed? I'm not talking about myths or legends, but concrete physical evidence that has been systematically suppressed. Between 1870 and 1930, American newspapers regularly reported discoveries of human skeletons over 2.5 meters tall, with proportionally larger skulls and bone structures different from modern humans. The Smithsonian Institute, America's most respected scientific institution, collected hundreds of these skeletons. But here's the problem. Most of them simply disappeared from official records. Internal documents reveal there was a deliberate policy to suppress these discoveries because they didn't fit the evolutionary narrative accepted by the scientific community. Even more disturbing are reports of archaeologists who were threatened or lost funding after attempting to publish their discoveries about these giant skeletons. Dr. Greg Little, a respected archaeologist, documented over 1,500 cases of giant discoveries that were subsequently hidden or explained as anomalies by official agencies. But perhaps the best-kept secret in history is the true origin and purpose of pyramids around the world. You probably learned they were tombs for pharaohs, built with ramps and brute force by thousands of slaves. This narrative is not only incorrect, it was deliberately fabricated to hide the true function of these monumental structures. Recent analyses using ground-penetrating radar technology revealed that the interior of pyramids contains chambers and corridors that form complex geometric patterns, similar to electronic circuits. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, is aligned with astronomical precision that would only be possible with advanced knowledge of mathematics and astronomy. But most impressive is that it generates a measurable electromagnetic field. Modern engineers who studied pyramid construction admit they couldn't replicate the precision and scale of these structures, even with our current technology. Stone blocks were cut and fitted with precision to tenths of a millimeter. Some stones weigh over 200 tons and were transported from quarries located hundreds of kilometers away. The question nobody wants to answer is, if primitive civilizations built these wonders, why did it take us thousands of years to develop equivalent technology? And why are there similar pyramids on all continents, built by cultures that supposedly never had contact with each other? There's yet another mystery that will shake your perception of ancient civilizations' knowledge: impossible maps. In 1513, Turkish cartographer Piri Reis created a map showing Antarctica's coast free of ice, 300 years before Antarctica was officially discovered. Even more impressive, the map shows geographical details of the Antarctic coast that were only confirmed in 1958, when sonar technology allowed mapping the continent under ice. This means Piri Reis had access to information from civilizations that knew Antarctica during a period when it wasn't covered by ice. Over 6,000 years ago, the cartographer himself admitted he based his map on much older sources, some dating from Alexander the Great. Other ancient maps show impossible knowledge for their time. The Orontius Phineas map of 1532 shows Antarctica with rivers and mountains that were only discovered centuries later. Mercator's map of 1569 depicts the Arctic with precision that was only confirmed by modern expeditions. How is this possible if these regions were supposedly unexplored? But why are these secrets kept hidden? The answer is more complex and disturbing than you imagine. There's an established system of historical information control operating through universities, museums, publishers, and media. This system isn't necessarily a coordinated conspiracy, but rather a network of interests that benefits from maintaining established historical narratives. Archaeologists who make controversial discoveries frequently lose funding, are ostracized by the academic community, or have their research rejected by scientific journals. Museums refuse to display artifacts that contradict accepted chronologies. Textbook publishers ignore evidence that could force a fundamental revision of our understanding of the past. The result is that entire generations grow up believing a sanitized and incomplete version of human history. We're taught that civilization is a recent phenomenon, that technological progress is linear, and that our modern era represents the pinnacle of human development. But what if all this is a carefully constructed illusion? Scattered around the world exist artifacts that simply shouldn't exist according to our official historical chronology. The Antikythera mechanism, discovered in a Greek shipwreck, is an analog computer over 2,000 years old that could predict eclipses and planetary movements with extraordinary precision. The technology needed to create this device was only rediscovered in the 20th century. In the Klerksdorp mines of South Africa, perfectly sculpted metallic spheres were found in rock layers 2.8 billion years old. These spheres present precise parallel grooves that appear artificially made. How can apparently manufactured objects exist in rocks older than complex life on Earth? The London hammer was discovered embedded in 400-million-year-old rock, but its metallic composition indicates advanced forging technology. The Baghdad battery, a 2,000-year-old artifact, can generate electricity when activated with acid. Why would ancient civilizations need electricity if they didn't possess electrical technology? Perhaps most impressive of all secrets is the astronomical knowledge demonstrated by ancient civilizations. The Maya calculated the solar year's duration with precision only surpassed in the 20th century. They knew Venus's cycles, distant planets' orbits, and predicted eclipses with extraordinary mathematical accuracy. The ancient Sumerians described Pluto 4,000 years before its official discovery in 1930. Their cuneiform tablets mention specific characteristics of the planet that were only confirmed by the New Horizons probe in 2015. How could a civilization without telescopes have such detailed knowledge about a planet invisible to the naked eye? The Dogon, an African tribe, maintain millennial oral traditions describing Sirius as a double star system with a specific orbital period for the companion star. This knowledge was only confirmed by modern astronomers using advanced telescopes. Sirius's companion star is totally invisible without sophisticated instruments. There's evidence that in the distant past there was a universal language or shared knowledge system amongst civilizations on different continents. Identical symbols appear in archaeological sites in South America, Asia, and Europe, created by cultures that supposedly never had contact. The swastika symbol, for example, appears in civilizations from ancient India to Native American cultures, always with meanings related to celestial movement and cosmic energy. Step pyramids were built in Mexico, Egypt, China, and Cambodia, following similar mathematical proportions. How is this possible without intercontinental communication? Even more intriguing are similar legends found in isolated cultures. Stories of great floods, beings who came from the sky, lost golden ages, and catastrophes that destroyed advanced civilizations. These narratives aren't just myths. They seem to be collective memories of real events that were gradually mythologized over millennia. Imagine the impact these revelations would have if widely accepted. Our understanding of human evolution, technological development, historical chronology, and even our place in the universe would be fundamentally altered. We'd be forced to recognize that human civilization is much older and more complex than we imagine. This explains why there's so much resistance to accepting this evidence. Entire institutions were built on foundations that would be shaken by these discoveries. Established scientific theories would have to be revised. History books would be rewritten. And perhaps most importantly, our modern arrogance about being history's most advanced civilization would be completely destroyed. But truth has a way of emerging, no matter how well hidden. Modern technology is making it increasingly difficult to suppress evidence. Satellites reveal ancient structures hidden under forests and deserts. Genetic analyses question narratives about human migration. Carbon-14 dating is revealing many archaeological sites are much older than thought. Why does the mainstream scientific community resist this evidence so strongly? The answer lies in human nature and academic institutional structure. Scientists invest entire careers in specific theories. Admitting these theories are fundamentally wrong would mean recognizing decades of misdirected work. Additionally, there's a peer review and funding system that favors research confirming established paradigms. Studies challenging accepted theories have difficulty getting funding, are rejected by scientific journals, and their authors are marginalized by the academic community. Museums and educational institutions also have interests in maintaining established narratives. They've invested enormous resources in exhibitions and programs based on official historical chronology. Fundamental changes would require complete reformulation of curricula, exhibitions, and educational materials. But truth cannot be suppressed indefinitely. A new generation of researchers, armed with advanced technology and less attached to old paradigms, is beginning to question established narratives. Ancient DNA is revealing human migration patterns that contradict accepted theories. Satellite technology is discovering archaeological sites that rewrite regional chronologies. Most importantly, the public is becoming more skeptical of official narratives. The internet allows access to information previously controlled by academic gatekeepers. Independent documentaries and alternative researchers are presenting evidence mainstream media ignores. We're at the beginning of a revolution in understanding our past. Secrets guarded for centuries are finally coming to light, and when the complete truth is revealed, it will fundamentally transform our understanding of who we are, where we came from, and what our real capabilities are as a species. These revelations are just the tip of the iceberg. There are dozens of other historical secrets that have been systematically hidden. Lost technologies, advanced civilizations, suppressed scientific knowledge, and evidence that questions everything we thought we knew about our past. The question remains, are you ready to question everything you learned? Are you prepared to consider that our official history might be a sanitized and incomplete version of humanity's true journey? If this content sparked your curiosity, and you want to discover more secrets that official history never revealed, leave your like on this video. This shows me you're ready to dive deeper into these mysteries and motivates me to continue researching and sharing these extraordinary revelations. Subscribe to the channel and activate notifications, because in the coming weeks, we'll explore other fascinating secrets, the lost technologies of ancient civilizations, forbidden manuscripts hidden for centuries, and the archaeological discoveries being systematically suppressed. Comment below which of these secrets impressed you most, and what other historical mysteries you'd like us to investigate together. Your participation is fundamental to keeping alive this search for historical truth. And remember, the history we were taught might be just one version. The complete truth is waiting to be discovered by those who have the courage to question, investigate, and seek answers beyond official narratives. Together, we can uncover the secrets that were forgotten and rescue humanity's true legacy.